It starts now. 3, 2, 1.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us?
Putting a dip in your hip, a glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is R.I.F.T Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
Welcome everybody to Love Shack. Oh my God, another awesome Saturday with another awesome group. You know, we got Joni, we got Howie, and then we got Keith.
Welcome to the Love Shack.
How you doing?
How you guys doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
Waking up.
Cheers.
Oh my God. Is
Coffee.
that a skeleton mug?
Love it. Love it.
Oh,
Okay,
jeez.
I want one.
We got
Hello,
okay.
Facebook user. There should be a link you can click. Chat.restream.io/Facebook. If you click on that and give authorization, it will show your name so we know who we're talking to. Thank you.
Good morning, Miss Lois.
As always, please share.
Okay. Where is it? No.
Yeah, I don't know either. Oh, here we go again. My chat's not showing on my screen. It's showing in
Hey,
chat.
Lisa.
Oh,
Good
well.
morning.
Good morning, Lisa. I'm just gonna scoop it over.
Ah,
See if I
that's
can-
all right. Morning, Lois. Good morning, Lisa. I's very tired. Sorry, guys. There was a wedding yesterday, last night. And yeah, so but I had fun. I had a lot of fun. It was
Good.
a really blessed event, I'll tell you. So
good.
yeah, JR's granddaughter got married.
What?
Yeah.
Wonderful. What a good time to get married.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Do
Great
tell.
time.
Do tell.
Well, Venus is in play all through September. So she's happy. She's in charge.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, speaking of love, you know how way back when you had like high school sweethearts, like my parents were high school sweethearts, they got married, they were together forever, and you just see that and feel that love. That's what it was like last night.
Nice.
Last night was like you could feel the love out of everybody, out of them, out of the family members, out of the cousins, the sisters, the brothers. You could just feel it zooming off them. Like everybody's green heart chakra was going. It was amazing. It was so amazing.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Venus energy. Venus energy.
So
She's
what
on
are we
top of
here
it.
to talk about today? I am so
Oh,
sorry.
Lord.
My brain is half here and half not.
This is going to get exciting because we're going to continue a conversation we started 2 weeks ago. And what it is going to partake, if you will, I like that, if you will, is we want to look at a repeated cycle in relationships and why we repeat, or why do we get into a relationship when we know the person's background or how their character is. Also, to follow up on some of what Keith has been talking about for a couple weeks, we want to follow up on self. Because we got to remember,
Yep.
it's not always the other person's fault. We have faults.
Right.
And we got to look at our own personal traits.
Agreed.
Exactly.
Yes.
Agreed.
So, if I may I kick this off?
Good.
Well, here's one of the things that I wanted to bring in as I was looking at this particular subject when it comes to relationships or getting into a relationship. When people start to complain and they start to argue right away in a relationship, is it because, and a lot of times this is the factor, the people were warned of the behavior of the individual. So in other words, if they're not a relationship type, if they're a user, if they are an abuser, if they are one who are promiscuous, okay? People tell them, but they ignore what is said, which sometimes you do. Your friends don't always know what to tell you.
Exactly.
But on the flip side, when we see the characteristics, okay, and I'm not going to point fingers. Let's not. This is a generalistic conversation. All comments are welcome. When you have a woman who has several children by several different fathers.
Okay.
Well, okay, but you were married.
Yes.
I'm talking about out of wedlock.
Oh.
Like they have 5 kids without, no, well, but here, no, wait, hold on, I'm making a point. Okay, you have a woman that has 5 kids by 5 fathers, non-married, but she turns around and gets involved with someone who is promiscuous and will not be in a basis relationship because they want to do what they want to do and be with who they want to be with without constriction. So this woman thinks she's going to get into a relationship with this person when in fact this person is not going to give you their full emotional attention.
Right.
The full circle. That's what I was referring to. Traits. We need to look at traits.
Cycles.
Yeah.
But we also need to look at why we allow that. So if we know who that person is going into it, why are we allowing it?
Yeah, is it
It
because
could have a lot to do with self-esteem issues.
it's
If
because we
the
simply don't want to be alone?
individual doesn't work on themselves, their self-esteem is so low that they're literally just looking for that love connection to help pick them up. Why can't I be loved? Why doesn't someone love me? What am I doing wrong? So you constantly you need that love type connection because they're not working on self issues.
Say it.
I think we lost your mic.
Me?
Oh.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can
Okay,
hear
there.
you.
You're back.
All right.
Son of a biscuit eater. Damn it. Keith, yes,
Yes,
this is exactly what I was referring to. We're heading to self-help on the second segment at the bottom of the hour. But what Susan just said is true. That's one of the problems.
Yep.
Yeah. In my past, I found that when I got into a relationship, I was loyal to a fault until I was given a reason not to be loyal, which is an excuse. But then when I was given that reason, it was all about me. And when I felt I was no longer given the love and affection, the attention that I should from my partner, I would seek it elsewhere. I don't need to do that now because I can give it to myself. I can give myself
Right.
my love. So lessons learned, I'm thankful for those lessons and experiences. Once I finally sat down and looked at myself, then I could see, I understood why that happened, how that happened, the ins and outs of it. I felt it. And that's a person I'm no longer going to be. If I get into a relationship with somebody and it's just not working, I'm gonna sit them down and say, hey guys, I'm sorry, but we need to take a look at this. I'm not just going to go out and seek something elsewhere. I'm going to try to resolve the issues. And if I can't, then we go our ways. If we can, excellent.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly, Gail.
I was getting ready to read that.
Yeah.
Do it. Do
He
it.
beat me to it. Look at this. I allowed a lot of things because I thought it was normal from what I experienced and saw growing up. Normality, or
Agreed.
psychology, or sociology.
Yes, the normal. I kept getting into the same types of relationships, jumping from one to one to one. So I didn't have to live alone, didn't have to be alone. Did not see the red flags. Why? Because the red flags were my normal.
Right.
Right.
Finally see that.
Lois hits me up with, "Yes, me too."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with that. It's behavior. We're now in the stage of human behavior, how we respond, and what we attract. Law of attraction.
Yep.
What we have to be aware of are listening to ourselves and listening to others to keep us from repeating a cycle. How many of you out there have taken the time to reflect on the people you have dated comparatively to where you are now? 4 out of 4. Sure, there's other 4 out there that'll raise it too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
We have to look at human behavior. Yes, it is based on what we're used to, what we've grown up with, but what is it that we think we want comparatively to what we need?
Yeah.
It's not literally just about how you've grown up either. I mean, I grew up with two parents that were together that loved each other, but when you got a big family, you get lost in the shuffle.
Now, is that another point?
Exactly. You get lost in the shuffle. Or psychologically, are you seeking what you saw?
If you
Guilty.
grew up with abandonment issues, are you abandoning a new relationship before you get abandoned?
Exactly.
Sure.
Some people are addicted to the feeling of a new relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Libra.
Yeah, Libra coming at the end. I did something this week that I shared with Keith last night. The stages in music and how it responds to who we are.
Right.
Scorpio, Aquarian, Libra. I'm reaching my Aquarius stage to get to Libra. But I've been embracing, without acknowledgement, my Scorpio side.
Yes.
Now, if we don't understand who we are, yeah, I see you laughing. How can we?
How about left field?
Well, okay. You have your
That's
3.
true.
Joni, it's all you on this one.
Well, you have to. And when you look at your astrology sign, don't look at the positive aspects. Look at the things that you have to work on.
Yes, your dark side.
Because we all want to look at the good things about, let's take Scorpio, because I love my Scorpio friends, but Scorpio is a great example. And Keith will even know this because we've talked about it repeatedly, where Scorpios rise up and the stages of a Scorpio, they become the phoenix bird because they come out of the ashes. And that's part of their ascension.
What's Keith's next level from Scorpio to what?
The sign ahead of him.
Okay. Your 3 base, there's actually 5, I think, but your three levels of main levels of Scorpio. You got your base level. Look at me wrong, I will rip your head off.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you have, it's all about me, me, me. Then it's the eagle. You learn to fly a little higher so you can see more. You can look down at yourself, into yourself, and you can actually see. And then that can literally burn you into ash. And then that's when you really learn. You go through the dark night of the soul and you rise as the phoenix from the ash.
But what's your 3 houses?
Houses, I'm not sure.
Well, they're decan. They're called decans.
Okay. So
But
like Scorpion, Aquarian, Libra.
well,
Okay,
that well,
Scorpio, Aries, Sag. That's
Okay,
my
Aries.
sun, moon, and rising.
right. But like within like your air signs, you have your baby air sign. It gets a little complicated, but always to evolve, you look ahead. I'll give you an example. Libras, for example, are very chatty. They're gossipy. They talk and talk. What does a Scorpio do? So I look ahead to a Scorpio. Scorpios can keep a secret better than anybody. They won't budge. If you're loyal and a good friend of a Scorpio, they will not tell a secret.
Huh.
I mean, death won't even get them to tell a secret. They're that loyal. So look ahead. A Libra needs to look ahead to a Scorpio and say, it's called progression. What are the traits of a Scorpio that I need to pick up as I evolve and grow? And a Libra's is to keep their mouth shut.
You can pick up traits from your partner if you're around them
Sure.
long enough.
Yeah.
When I was seeing somebody, I actually started picking up Libra traits. And it was very interesting. But not only was she a Libra, my dad was also a Libra. So that could have given something. And I need to look at my chart to see where Libra is because I can't remember. But if you pay attention to your actions and how you act, you can tell a difference. And I've noticed that about other people. If they get into a relationship, they start mirroring each other.
Well, they also may have what they call a chameleon complex.
Now that's also possible.
They change to fit their environment. I'm actually acute to that. I will change how I talk, maybe how I respond, even my laugh. If I'm around for someone, say my ex-wife, her and I developed the same laugh because we're together for 13 years.
Yes.
So you get the same laugh. These are traits, but it's a chameleon trait. It's not always a negative thing, but it's something that you pull in and it becomes more part of you, where you relate to it. So knowing self, hey, what's up, Jonathan? Welcome in the house. That in that process, we have to understand we're taking these guys' astrology, taking the psychology and the sociology with the spirituality, and trying to understand, hey, crazy, what's up? What? So that's a clown thing. Some people wouldn't understand. Family, what? Anyway, sorry. Sometimes I was crazy once. They put me in the white room.
I've got my own personal black straitjacket. Literally, I have my own personal black straitjacket.
Nice.
What does that mean? What kind of people do we attract when we do that? Yo. So when we attract these people, what are we doing to ourselves? Are we harming? Yes, we've learned the lessons. There's universal law and understanding. Yes. There's some people come into your life where, I love that. For to drive you crazy. Oh, holy crap, I know who that is. I didn't think he'd be watching us. That's cool. We attract that, but we constantly are repeating that cycle. That's what we're talking about. We're repeating that cycle again. So, hold on.
The plane.
The plane. The sad part is those people that we look back on, even though they're lessons, they have mentally and spiritually hurt us.
Yes.
It's always a lesson.
Right.
All right. Yeah. So we need to learn that. Do you like Fortnite?
Fortnite.
I think it's a game my son plays.
So we need to actually be more observant to the people and listening, because we're drawing these people in and we get attached. It's like an addiction. The word of the day. Everybody go.
Yeah.
Anytime we say addiction, everybody laughs. So when we get to that addictive personality trait, we lose conscious thought of our own energetic energy towards, and it just dissipates because the addiction takes over, and we want something to be a certain way, when in fact we are blinded by our own self because we're not seeing the negative poison. That person may not even have the intent, but they're putting it off, and we're getting sucked into it.
Yeah, and I can go one step further.
That's true.
With me, this has happened over and over and over.
Well,
A repeating cycle. Okay.
right.
I help people paranormally, energetically, mentally. I help people.
Yeah.
And one way spirit brings people to me to help is, oh, looky there. Shiny. It's an attraction. There you feel an immediate energetic connection. But I have learned to sit back and say, okay, why is this happening? What are their intentions? What are my intentions? What is this supposed to be? It just happened recently, and it was simply the fact that this person needed some help. But I was able to differentiate the difference. I didn't used to be able to do that.
Good.
I just jumped in hook, line, and sinker. Hey, you can't keep, you go out, let's not go there. Let's take it slow. And some of these people that were put in front of me needed help but refused the help. Okay,
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I can't help you anymore. I had to set a boundary. There was one woman I was willing to be in a relationship with at one time, and it finally got to the point where I did finally see some red flags, and those were also red flags in me. I saw because I was not seeing them. See what I'm saying there?
Yeah.
I did finally understand and realize them, and I simply said, "Hey, I'm sorry. This isn't for me. These are the reasons why." And she said, "Okay, you have some valid points. Can we still be friends?" I'm like, "Absolutely." Haven't heard from her again. So it's you got to kind of be careful about. Oh, look at that shiny. And you're repeating cycles like how he was talking about the addictions.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. I'm sorry I popped that up over your head, but
that's all right.
it brought up a thought, and it's true. And it's like they say in algebra, two negatives make a positive. Okay, that's algebra. That's not in a relationship. So, right. And the issue is when you are putting out a certain type of energy, like if your self esteem is very low, you're going to attract the low self esteem. So if you're putting out that
Yeah.
higher self, how you love yourself, you're going to attract that. So it's kind of like the law of attraction. But I thought this had a really good kick to it if somebody wants to read that.
Yeah. Gail says, I was a victim at a very, very early age. Didn't know how to get out of that for a long time. She kept secrets of what happened to her secret, out of fear. That's understandable. That just brought more abusers and users. I have learned some hard lessons and, came out of that. And that's awesome.
Yeah.
But it becomes our normal. It becomes
Yeah.
our normal. And when you
Right.
start a relationship over time, it can degrade. Every little every little step
Right.
goes down, it becomes your new normal. You get used to it. Before you know it, you climb into a cardboard box, fold the lid over in the dark.
Yep.
You're separated from your friends. You're separated from your
Yes.
family. You're
Yeah.
only able to contact that person, and you have to be available for that person 24/7. Nah,
Right.
screw that. I'm burning that box. That ain't me no more.
Right.
No.
And that's That's very atypical of a Scorpio too.
Huh.
Not wrong.
Very atypical.
Not
Now,
wrong.
what about a Gemini? I'm curious. Atypical relationship, but I'm not an atypical
Julie.
Gemini. I don't think I have a lot of Gemini traits.
Oh yes, you do. I think so.
I get
Yeah,
it.
I do. Oh, I do. Completely.
Not that I
Especially like
hope
with
you don't do.
jewelry, creativity, you're chatty. Yeah. You're a studier, you're a student. Yes.
So
Okay.
you're saying she's addictive. Everybody. Ah!
Well, it depends on which personality's out, right? Gemini's a twin.
That's true.
Yeah.
You don't know what side you're going to get.
Right.
Yeah.
Same
like
with
a
a Scorpio.
pancake.
I can be in Phoenix mode, but somebody gets in my face and I can drop the base like that.
Yeah.
Back up.
But
That
that's
ain't
the
no thing.
lower. You don't like the lower. You don't like the low viber of
I don't.
Scorpio.
I do not.
They're
Absolutely.
mean.
Right.
In order to protect myself, if I need to adjust back to that level, I can, but I can also
Yeah.
jump back up out of it very quickly.
Yeah, I think my negative side only comes out if my family and friends who I trust, which is very few, get attacked. That's like, I call it my mother mode. My mother mode will come out and it really sets me off to the point where that's when the fire finally kicks in that I need normally.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally understand.
Yeah.
Now, if we take that package of what we were just talking about and
Right.
we reflect it back out, we can see the things that are good and bad and others that are bad for us, which is
Right.
okay for them. They're good for somebody else. But it's cancer, no pun intended, it's cancerous for us. And here's Lois going, cancer too, Susan.
That's what, yeah, that is cancer.
Yeah.
Ah.
So when we look out and we see in others traits, we accept them or we deny them. Consciously, we may deny it, but subconsciously, we're craving it.
Right.
Again, we go back into what if we're, go ahead.
Then you have to ask yourself, why are you craving that?
Yes.
Okay.
Now that goes back into the second part we're about to walk into is ourselves again. We've been doing this all day, for the last 30 minutes. We're going back and forth, but we really have to focus on self to get
Yeah.
to where we need to be. Now, when we're doing this, it's called shadow work. Some people make out other terms. We're reflecting, we're understanding. We take the time to look at self. What are not our good traits? We have to look at our bad traits to understand that we can improve ourselves by understanding our bad traits. Go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, I'm just agreeing. Yes.
Me too. Yeah.
Look in that mirror.
We've got to. We've been taught. We've been experienced. We've gone through certain things. We've had bad moments in our lives in the past where it's just rattled us to the point of we are carrying so much baggage we don't acknowledge it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we might not even.
Be good,
we might
brother.
not
Love and
even
light.
are. We might not even realize we are.
That's exactly. We are our own. For some of us who have paranoia, I saw that. For some of us who have paranoia or have, and just because I say this does not mean you have it, but if you have schizophrenic symptoms, it's human behavior. Again, it goes back to it's sometimes some of it's hereditary. Sorry, folks, this is true. So
Yeah.
in that, you got to fight the beast, the little green guy in the cage that's inside your chest that goes, "Let me out! I want to smash! I want to kill self."
Smash.
Right.
Yeah, you should have done voice stuff on Spartacus. I'm sorry, that's all I could think of when you said
Like that.
something like that.
Praise God. But the fact is, sometimes we're our own poison, and
Yes,
we have to
absolutely.
relearn what we have learned.
Yes.
And in that, we have to look at the darkness. What are our bad traits that have hurt our past relationships? Because not all relationships are bad. Let me put that out there, okay? Sure, we've all had some pretty good relationships that either went awry for one reason or we screwed it up.
Right.
Okay?
Controlling.
Hey, you know what?
That took me a long time to deal with that.
The
I had
first
big
step is
control
acknowledgement.
issues.
Step it up.
Yep. So I
That's-
worked on that. Low self-esteem and control issues. Not a pretty trait together.
I could lay out a list.
I could write a book.
Maybe we should all write a book.
Write the novel.
Hey, we'll
Yeah.
write Love Shack, you know?
Write a series here.
Yeah, I mean,
But that's the past. It's things that you work on as you grow.
Yeah,
but
we learn.
but your haunting self. That's where the term haunting self comes from. You're haunting yourself by all of that past, and you're still carrying it with you, and you don't acknowledge it. It's
Exactly.
normal. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not normal. Hawk smash. No.
But then how do people break out of cycles, Howie? How do you break out of constantly jumping into the same? How do you break out of the cycle?
Here it comes. And Keith, go ahead, Keith. I'm going to let you drop into it, and then I'll do it.
Okay.
Oh,
You have to recognize the cycle.
Okay.
That is the first step to breaking a cycle. What
no
do you
matter
got to
your
do? You
age.
gotta cut that cycle and lay that circle out into a straight line
Mhm.
so you can move forward. You have to recognize, okay, I'm doing the same thing again. Why am I doing the same thing again? Which leads to shadow work, healing. Okay, where did this come from? What part of my life did this come from? Was I taught this at an early age by watching my parents, my grandparents? Okay, I need to unlearn that. Unlearn, not relearn, unlearn. So
Yes.
that you can learn what a good relationship can be and can feel like. Because if you are constantly used to very negative relationships and you meet somebody who is good and wholesome and perfect for you, that is going to be scary as you know what.
Yes.
You're going to
Yes.
run away from that and run back
Self-sabotage.
to.
Yes.
Don't step out of your comfort zone. Give it a chance.
Yep.
Yeah.
That takes
Very
time.
true.
And it does. But, my mother used to always say, in the meantime, you have to let your heart run its course or you will never get over that person.
You got to heal. Yes.
You got to heal. Yeah,
Right.
healing.
Absolutely right. Julie puts in there, change starts with being honest with yourself.
Yes.
Stepping up.
Yeah.
Exactly right. There's a metal song that says, step it up, step it up. You got to step up and be honest with self. And everybody is exactly right. But you have to see it, like Keith says. You have to be willing to see it in self to be able to work on it. So, Joni, you asked me a question.
Right.
What can we do to fix it? Well, you first got to acknowledge self. You've got to acknowledge your poison to the other person and to self. What's in your veins? What's in your thought? You have to acknowledge it, like Keith said. And then you have to apply the work. I have heard Keith say this so many times, and I say it. You have to apply the work. It's not going to go away. It's going to creep on you like a little bastard. That little green guy is going to burst out your chest and go, "Oh, he's tiger splash, bullet crash." You have to acknowledge. You like that, huh? You have to acknowledge. I feel better because when I'm being myself, everybody knows because I'm just like,
Yes. 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 Yes.
You got to.
Yes. You have to take your own blinders off about your true self.
Yes.
Right.
Bingo.
Very good.
Bingo.
Then you can progress.
Yes.
Then you can learn. For instance, I'm going to give you a scenario, if you will. You're in a relationship, and what happens is a lack of communication, yet it be retrograde, yet it be technical difficulties with phones, computers, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So, but what happens is in your head, you create a scenario. And in that scenario, something you think is happening. When in fact, it's probably just a stupid phone. It could be a server, it could be a computer, not communicating, not doing it. But in your head, because your past events, and with us being Gen X's, we're stuck between then and now.
Yep.
That's facts. That we all see this self-discovery, let's drop the amen, sister. The fact is we now in this scenario have created something that does not exist.
Yes.
Okay. So now we have to confront that. And when we do that, it sucks. It hurts. It's like, I am not that bad. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. Am I really doing this? Yes, you am.
Now you look like a Gemini.
Thank you.
It does hurt. That does. I mean,
Yeah,
Something
it
else.
it's a
Something else
shedding. It's a
we need to look
shedding.
at.
It's peeling out all the layers of the onion. And you're lucky if you've got a friend that's that honest that can tell you that.
yeah.
And you don't get mad. Well, you get mad at them at first, and then you think, and you're like, "Oh, they're right."
Yeah.
Rhonda.
Yeah.
Rhonda.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've
Greg is like that with me. Greg
I've-
did it for me.
I got a few friends that will call me on my own BS. And I
Yeah.
might not see it as BS at first, but if I sit back and think and look from their aspect, okay, that may be kind of BS. Maybe I need to look at this. But we can also self sabotage a relationship
Yeah.
because of our past. Okay, in my past relationship, when I could not get a hold of my partner, that I usually found out they were not where they were supposed to be. Your new relationship, they don't answer the phone. Okay, they might be asleep, they might be working, they might have their phone on the charger and they're out mowing the lawn. Who knows? Okay, but where does your mind go? Where are they at?
In the
What are they
past,
doing?
yeah.
Who are they with?
Right.
No, you got to stop. You got to stop that. Stop it. That's old thinking. This is new thinking. They
Right.
could be doing this, 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 and then you get home and their phone's dead. They forgot to put it on the charger. I'm sorry. No problem. Cool. You have to retrain. You have to retrain your thinking.
Yeah, you do. You do have to retrain. You also have to look at your own faults.
Yes.
Like that took me a long time to look at my own faults. My own faults as far as a relationship, not just that, but also like work relationships as well. I mean, every now and then I notice how he tells me to cut the cord because I over mother. I know that. But see, I'm okay with that now. It's like, okay, I need to take a step back. I need to stop. And you just like cut the cord because that's what my mother used to tell me. Susan, cut the freaking cord already. Yeah, cut the cord. So it's like a trait of myself that I've learned to take that step back and say, okay, this is a trait. You got to look at that. So that's like certain things you still continually work on yourself. Like the controlling thing. I don't bother with the controlling thing anymore. That's something I worked on for a long time. Now I just go with the flow.
A lot easier, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
a lot
still
easier.
A lot more peaceful.
Still there. You have to work on it every day.
Every day.
Self-discovery and self-love. Build the new me. Learning to love me first.
Yes.
True.
Yes.
But in some cases, it's the absolute reverse. You love
Right.
yourself too much. Here comes sexuality. We love self too much and we don't know how to share that love with someone else.
Bingo.
We don't understand what love means.
No, because some of us growing up felt like we weren't worth or worthy of love. So a lot of individuals will go out searching for it through multiple different partners, and that's what it is. They're searching for something they've been missing.
I was searching for any type of affection I could get.
See?
Right.
Any type.
Yeah.
Anything.
So it's a lot like that. It doesn't matter whether it's negative or positive. It's just the affection that you need. You crave it.
Yeah. And
Not
then I
like
looked
chocolate.
then I looked at
It's an addiction, everybody.
then I looked at like the scenario I just mentioned about not getting a hold of your partner. I had to think, why does that bug you so much?
Right.
Guess what? When they couldn't get a hold of you, where were you? You were off doing stuff with people you weren't supposed to.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. You know what I did? I started creating, yes, Lois, I started creating my own baking recipes. Why? Because I can control what I put in my recipe. So I took that one trait and I put it towards something else. Now, because I switched doing that outwards into doing something where I have that little need that I have, like that little addiction, I actually have a couple really cool recipes now. So it worked out good for me. So I put it into something it was okay for me to try to control.
Yeah.
So I switched it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Okay, so here is another one that I'm going to bring up. The other problem that we all have, okay, is the fact that we settle.
Yes.
All right. I this is the best I'm gonna get. Or this person I think cares for me and loves me, then I'm gonna be okay with it. So we're ignoring the traits that we were warned about when we first got in.
Yes.
Y'all said something earlier, and I wanted to jump in with this and say, one of the things that we say is it's self and outside. Okay. So our outside and inside influences, both of them. But we ignore our intuition. Okay. So we think it's, one thing and it's bad, bad, bad. Not everything is bad, not everything's good. But our intuition a lot of times allows us to say, you know, our other voice back there is going, what are you doing? This doesn't even supposed to be here. You're not good friends, and keep it at that. It's like adding alcohol or pot or drugs that influence you to have a sexual encounter.
Mm.
It's not that you don't care and it's not that you're making a choice. It's that you don't care to make the choice because you're living for that moment at that second. I want myself feeling good. I'm going to get my high or my everybody addiction. Woo! I'm going to get my addiction on because it's the moment and I'm being selfish.
It's easier to do the wrong thing than to do the right.
The right thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
It is.
We did this not because it was easy, but because it was hard.
Yes.
That's right.
Exactly. Yeah. So I know what that's like. You settled. I settled for the longest time. Then I decided I'm done. I ain't getting involved in a relationship. Wasn't interested, wasn't looking, didn't want it. Not going to happen. Sorry. Everybody's like, yep. And I'm like, nope, don't want it. Not interested. I'm just happy being by myself. And the next thing you know, it's like it was fate.
Yeah.
Make a mistake.
I would jump from one relationship. Oh, this is
Yeah.
getting hard. Oh, look, somebody's giving me attention. Okay, I'm done. Hello, new.
Attention. Attention. Attention.
Yes. Yes.
You're getting
And
attention.
I had to see that pattern. Now I get attention. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. Now let's
Yeah.
figure out why I'm getting this attention.
Exactly.
Because there's
Three props.
been a couple times
Yeah.
that it's really burned me. One, I actually after being single for 3 years, I allowed myself to jump into a relationship. Come to find out I was manipulated, lied to. But I learned a lot that I'm thankful for every relationship and every lesson that I've been through. I am, because I learned.
Yeah.
And therefore I can be a totally different person today than I was even yesterday.
Right.
Better person. But I really have to look at when I see something shiny right now. Okay, why is it? What is this person's intentions? I need to slow down. I need to get to know this person. I need to become this person's friend.
Yep.
I need to really understand who this person is. Are they hiding their real personification via a mask of some kind? Who is this person? Is this a good person for me, or is this another temporary lesson? Because I don't really care to go through any more temporary. If I allow myself to get into a relationship, it will be reciprocal. It will be good. It will be trust. It will be what we both want and need. Want and need. One more time. And need. Not
And then
just
you text me and say, how am I with the Taurus? I'm like, run.
Guilty. I did the same thing.
That's so funny. God love your
You
heart.
know what? Hold on. I will say this.
There's
Joni last year, she kept me from a lot of bad relationships last year.
Yes, thank you, Joni, by the way. But
Yeah.
there's healed and there's unhealed. Okay. Scorpio,
Right.
Tauruses, Geminis, doesn't matter. People, there are healed and unhealed, or healing versus hiding. And that's what you need to figure out. Just because I have had bad experiences with Libras and Geminis, no offense, ladies, doesn't mean that I won't meet one tomorrow that I might be able to spend the rest of my life with, and we're both happy.
But the funny thing with you, Keith, is you've got the magnet, so you get a lot of attention with the female.
But
He
the thing
does.
is,
All
I
over.
am not good at taking hints. Okay, you can be flirting with me, and I just think you're
He
nice.
doesn't get it, and I'll see
I
it.
don't get-
I'll
You have to
see
tell
it
me,
like during
hey,
the
dude,
show.
I'm flirting with you. I
No,
want to
they
go out
flirt
with
with
you.
you, and you
Tell
never
me.
see it.
Exactly. I was the
Get it.
same way.
I don't get it.
I was the same way when JI came up to me. He's talking to me.
Melissa.
It's like, okay, he's talking to me. No,
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Keith's so funny. He
everybody
doesn't.
around
You
me
don't
says,
see
oh,
it.
he has a thing for you. No, he doesn't.
But that's attractive, though, Keith. So don't keep
Yeah.
doing it, because that's what attracts even more, because you
Yeah.
don't see it.
Exactly.
Because you're very genuine with it.
Right. That's
Yes,
it.
just the Taurus. Okay. Model, lived $1 million lifestyle.
I
thought
didn't mean that,
no
Taurus.
chance
It just came
with
to
this
mind.
person. I did. I thought I had no chance with this person. I thought they were just being nice and friendly. Okay.
Right.
Because of my self-esteem. Then I got into a different relationship and got out of that relationship. Here comes this person back. Hey, how you been? Guess what? I really like you. Cool. I like you too. No, I really like you. She said it like, okay. And but over the course of time, I figured out that we were on different levels, energetic levels, and I wasn't ready for something like that. So I walked away from a very shiny person on the outside, but wasn't very shiny on the inside. And at that time, I guess I was maybe a little bit of the same, because I was still healing from some things myself. So
Right.
it wasn't the right time. Now, if we meet up next year and things are cool, she's leveled up, I've leveled up, we can meet in the middle. Who knows? I don't know. But I may meet somebody tomorrow. I may meet somebody in 10 years. I don't know. I'm just letting things flow and being cautious.
Yes.
Very cautious.
But I think that's wonderful. I think it's great. I think it's wonderful.
So yes, ladies, if you're interested in me, you just tell me, because I ain't gonna get it.
Let's just put it out there,
No,
shall
he
we?
doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. I see it. Tell him.
I want to feel the body.
So hilarious. Like, you got the bat
Oh my
signal on
God.
again.
The what?
Keith has got the bat signal on. Well,
Scorpio.
Howie has it too. They have
No,
bat
no.
signals.
Hey, Sharon.
Mine's shut down. Mine's been shut down for a year. Howie ain't putting out no signal.
No, you're not at all. No, because you're so happy.
That's one thing. I can be putting the signal out one day. I would love to be able to spend my life with somebody, and then the next day I'm like, I saw people yesterday. I don't think I'm ready for that. I don't want a relationship right now. Next day, I want a relationship. Next day, no, I don't.
It's all people. They scare me. You scare me.
I went to Walmart. Keith went to Walmart and got scared.
Stay away from the smell. Stay away from the smell.
There she was, standing by the Ferris wheel, corn dog in one hand and beer in the other.
She made it tilt.
Oh my God, I'm dying here.
Yes, Melissa, you did, and I apologize. I had a previous engagement, so and I couldn't make that happen.
And see, there's Sharon backing up what Joni just
He's
said.
putting out the vibes.
I told you. He doesn't believe me. Sharon,
And
he
you-
doesn't
okay.
believe me.
Here's one of the things that we are going to bring up. Good Lord, this has been flying. And this answers your question, Joni. Look how many people. Thank you. Here's one of the things that we have to be aware of is some of us have a natural charisma that people mistaken for flirting.
Yes. Yes. I know
We're not
somebody like that.
flirting.
Yes.
We're just naturally charismatic.
Yeah, not
Exactly.
wrong.
Okay, where other times when we're flirt, the people don't get it because
Yeah.
they're like, what the hell are you flirting with me? You know, we this is again learning self and learning others, just learning behaviors.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because we miscue signals. Oh, again, there it is. Because of our addiction. Everybody, our addiction takes over.
Yeah.
because we miscue the signals. We think because somebody, and vice versa, where we were just talking about, we don't see it. Well, when we're trying to apply it, some people just being nice. There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're when we're trying to flirt, we're evidently not putting out the right signal to that person. That should be an
Okay.
indication.
What's
It really
your
should
love
be an
language?
indication.
What's their love language? Takes time to figure that
Exactly.
out.
Well, and I think I shouldn't say this, but I will. But I think that men don't see it as much as women see it.
Well,
Very-
now we
I
know.
mean, women have like the intuition of love, and I think that's just the female.
I was clueless.
Well, I mean, I think I don't know. I could be wrong,
I was
Well,
totally clueless.
but I think with men they have to be like almost hitting the head.
Some do.
Yeah, some do.
Yes,
I
some
think the majority do.
And then sometimes we go, men and women go hunting after the wrong thing, like we
Yes.
talked about at
Yeah.
the beginning.
yes.
Here's an example.
Yes.
Here's an example. When I went to Scarefest for the first time, 6 months before I went to Scarefest, I told Steve, my team leader, trainer, my friend, that the Spirit Mechanics. I told him I'm going to meet a green-eyed blonde woman there. And guess what? I looked up.
Always says hi.
She looked up. We made eye contact. We were both like, "Oh my god! Oh my god!" We felt it. I could tell she felt it. She could tell I felt it. And so I'm constantly going back and forth to the truck, trying to figure out a way to maneuver over there when she's not busy to say hello. So I'm finally sitting at the booth, on the table on my phone. I feel her walk up, and she says, "I don't know why, but I need to talk to you." I'm like, "Good, because I need to talk to you too." And it was that instant energetic connection.
Yeah.
Beautiful woman. I ain't too bad myself, just saying. But we had to discover what the purpose was for.
Sorry.
It was to be friends and to help each other through some very rough times in our life. And we are still very good friends today. She ended up marrying her first love. Great. She is happy. And that's all I ever wanted for her, but to this day, we can still, if we're having a rough patch, hey, you got a minute? I need to run something off you,
Yeah.
But that's how Spirit connects me with people. I just have to figure out why. And sometimes that takes communication,
Right.
and she helped me.
Which we rush.
Yes.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Is we rush the situation because we get blinded, as it was said earlier, by intent. What do we want? What do we think? Comparatively to the experience and understanding,
Yeah.
we get blinded.
And guess what Spirit's been telling me for the last 4 months? It's 2 months till Scarefest. Guess what? You're gonna meet somebody at Scarefest. And already see them
I need to go down there then, so I can watch it.
tonight.
I'll film it. I'll do a live.
I told
Well, I
Steve,
thought she was going hunting.
I'll do a live. I'll
Gotta
go,
find
look,
me real bad.
I will meet someone at Scarefest. Don't know
That's
what that reason will be
interesting.
for yet, but
Yeah.
it's gonna happen.
You know, I will say this. I will add that in going, let's say, I will be 30-something years, Keith. Have we figured it out yet? 30, girlfriend, I'm 51, and I just figured it out. It ain't about age. It's not. It's about our stupidity.
See, Scarefest. That's interesting.
Yeah. My first girlfriend was at a dance. She saw me, I saw her. We started talking. I tried to kiss her on the middle of the floor because the signals. And she's like, "Whoa!" And I'm like, "Wait, did I get something wrong?" Am I perfect example? Yet here we are, almost. I'm not going to say how long. We'll just say it was a long time ago. Here she is, one of my closest friends now.
Yeah.
So, it's that connection where, okay, who I'm with now. When I found her found me. It was when it was meant to be.
That's right.
Yes.
the situation that had taken place delivered the whole scenario. Now that I can look back and reflect on it, delivered the scenario of you're not with the person you're supposed to be with. You rushed it. You knew you did. Your intuition even told you at the beginning. The wrong person was, I brought the wrong person into my life, but here she is. Now, how are you going to handle it? 2.5 years later, here she is going, hey, we need to talk. We talked, and we haven't stopped talking since, every day.
Yeah. I'm friends, very good friends with some of my exes. Some of them, not so much.
Right.
It depends on if they've leveled up and I've leveled up, and we can communicate and understand that communication. We can comprehend, we can talk about, why this happened. I got to, after I got my help, I was able to reach out to a lot of my exes and say, hey, I'm sorry.
Exactly.
This is why I did this. I have really looked at this, and I'm sorry. And they did the same thing. We're friends. That's it. And some people that say you've been in a relationship for years or just met yesterday, sometimes everybody comes into your life for a specific reason. We don't know what that is.
Yes.
And it just time tells, Oh God, Melissa, you went there. That is Melissa and I met. Me and Tim Fugit were road tripping, drinking beer, and we had to pee. So we pull over. There's this fence, and
Oh no.
And Melissa busted you.
And it was right across the street from Melissa's house, and she hollers out the window, "Hey, what are you two doing? You want a beer?"
Oh my God.
That's awesome. Good thing it wasn't electrical.
We work together at Wendy's. We have been, there are periods where we don't talk to each other for a few years. And then, we're right back to being, best friends. I know I can talk to her and trust her with anything. She knows the same thing about me. That's just the way our friendship is. I'm very appreciative that I met that woman. So I'm very grateful for that one too many beers and me having to go pee.
And we're going to round this up with this. Joni asked again towards the beginning of the show, how do we know these traits? How do we know the effects, these actions? Sometimes it takes you going into and falling in the trench, because you then have to build that way out of the trench.
Yes.
And as you do that, you are learning.
Yes.
You are understanding self. You are understanding what you put, what happened to you, understanding that people don't always have the best intent for you. Sometimes they just want something from you or need something from you.
Not wrong. Not wrong. Been in those.
Not wrong.
You know what I'm talking about, Hallie.
It's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
People can be fake.
Yes, they can.
Yeah.
They can hold this mask for a long time.
Yeah. Yes. It needs to be open, honest, and reciprocal.
Yes.
You're not giving me words. If you aren't giving me the energy that I'm giving you, if it's all one-sided, I'm gonna back up and look at things. Why? We need to communicate. Something's not right here. This is how I'm feeling. Can you help me understand this? You got something going on that's bothering you? What's going on? I'm not just gonna jump and run. I'm gonna try to communicate with you. If you can't communicate with me back, it might be your fear. I don't know. If so, tell me. If you don't, just clam up and accuse me of the issues. Okay, let's look at why you think I'm the issue. Let's communicate about this. If they won't, look, we need a break.
Exactly.
Break.
We need a break. Thank you, Julie.
I could not agree more. And let's look at the things that we need to pay attention to. Let's look at self.
Yeah.
Let's look at self poisons. Let's look at others people's intent.
Yeah.
Let's look at their intention. Let us be aware of all, not just self, not of others, but of each other. Let's be aware of energy.
Yeah, you need to be your own person. They should be able to be their own person. And you should be able to be your own people together.
Yes.
Yep.
My mother and father were together for almost 60 years. Okay. He was, okay, let me go back. He was 40, she was 20. Okay. I saw that. I wanted that. And for years, I've been looking for that. But I didn't understand the chemistry of that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
It
Yeah.
does.
You got to find the mathematical equation. Sorry, girl.
Perfect sense.
Yeah.
It is algebra. You have to understand how to build that relationship. It's not
Exactly.
going to happen.
Mhm.
So
Exactly.
in that, once you learn the chemistry, the chemical balance of this equation, yes, Sharon, the chemistry, then you'll find it. You
Exactly.
will. I'm 51 years old. It took me 50 years.
53.
Pythons were
Not going there.
Not
just
going
saying.
there.
All right, but I'm just going to use this as a Mighty Python thing. Jesus Christ! So we really, I'm not quite dead yet. You sure?
You follow the smells of elderberry.
We have to learn that chemistry because our time is different than it was then,
Yeah.
and we lost a lot of what they knew back then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. At the same time,
Right.
that's my grandparents. They were closer in age. My grandpa's name was Guy. My grandma's name was Guylita. You can't make that up.
Wow.
And if they ever had an issue, we never knew it.
And mine was Fred and Francis.
But my mom and dad, they were two different ends of the spectrum, and they got divorced when I was 6. And then so I had mom, who was always working to support us, abandonment issues. And then my sisters raised me. They moved out, abandonment issues, not blaming, understanding.
Right.
And on the weekends, I got to go spend the weekend with a walking bottle of vodka who passed out 2 hours after I got there. Abandonment issues, and I never understood it. Now I do. Now I understand everything that they went through. And it's because they did not have the ways to heal their childhood traumas the way we do now.
Right.
My dad came from a very abusive, alcoholic father. I didn't know that for a long time. Would tie
Which
him
means
up.
we take on that trait. Even though we're not alcoholics, we take on that alcoholic trait, by the way. That's another poison. Thank you for bringing that up, Keith.
It's true.
It is. If
Yes.
you're raised by someone who abuses alcohol or drugs, you're going to take that trait on, even though you may not have it. It's called abuse.
Yeah.
That's right.
And we need to heal from that. It's been a very long journey, me learning and understanding enough to comprehend what they went through and why they were the way they were. And I had to give them forgiveness for that. And I also had to forgive myself
Right.
for thinking differently about them than the way I should have been thinking about them.
Right.
And I know not everybody that tunes into the show is a Gen Xer, but this is the primary generation that does watch this show.
Yeah, Joe.
And I'm going to say Julie's right. We're Gen X's. Where abandoned issues are sadly an issue with so many of us. And this is true.
Yeah.
It is true.
Go play, get home before the streetlights come on.
Yeah, or you hear that trumpet playing, you better have your ass there in about 30 minutes. Just saying. But, in this, I also learned how to put up with things through my father. He was supportive in every way, but he had this amazing gooey shell on the inside. But sometimes you got to be a little hard. And people are mistaken that. They're saying you're being mean. Why are you being so? No, I'm being legit. I'm being straight. I'm delivering it as I'm delivering it.
This is my
Honestly,
truth.
be straightforward, and that can hurt people.
Right.
I would rather have somebody be straight and honest with me and it hurt than to lie to me and me find out later, because that hurts more,
Right.
at least for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very true. Very
You
true.
know what? I'm going to say this because he needs props. and this is true. Do you? And I'm going to back up Joni on this.
Uh-oh.
How many times? And I love it on this show when we get thank yous. He's gotten a lot of thank yous on this show today, this morning. He said a lot of great things and a lot of things that we bring out. But to get the thank yous on the show, that means we're doing something right.
Yes. So
Why
thank
we're
you.
doing the show.
Thank you for that acknowledgement. It's very appreciated.
One more thing here. Let's see. Let me drop in here because I'm sitting down. I want to grab that. It says, Dad was controlling and hard ass, so I have that issue.
So what's that?
I think
I'm
so.
sorry, what's that, Melissa?
Astrological too.
Yeah, exactly. You know, everything plays into it, and that's why we do this show.
Yeah.
That's why we have the psychological and the sociology, why we have the astrological. That's why we
It
have
is.
the spiritual.
And astrology is very generational. I
Yes.
look at and I always doing psychic fairs, the kids that get readings, and I guess not so much millennials. I guess are millennials. They all have anxiety. Well, I'm thinking, wait a minute, it's because of this. The outer planets are generational planets. So Gen Z has issues with nurturing, with abandonment. Millennials have the anxiety because, let's say, Uranus was in Saturn or Capricorn. So it's out there too, and it's an interesting study, but it's generational.
Susan's really concentrating hard on something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a wedding last night and I'm concentrating on needing more coffee. Sorry. I am really sorry, guys.
I'm talkative this morning. You're the one being quiet.
She is
I'm
quiet.
sorry.
It's a good
Yeah,
thing.
can
I
you
was
refill
pulling
me
away.
there? Hey, put some in this. Right here. Give me some. I need a refill.
There you go.
Thanks. No, I'm like zoning out over here today. I'm still trying to stay awake, but it was
Really
great. It
understand
was an
that.
amazing event last night.
Okay, here's something else before we hop off of here.
Yes.
Melissa, no emotion was shown in her family.
Yeah, that's
Well, I think that was very normal for
Yeah.
Gen Xers.
Gen Xers because look at their parents. Look at our parents' parents.
Yes.
Emotion was not shown.
See,
Yeah.
I wasn't born by baby boomers. I was raised by the great generation. But I was in the baby boomer line. So my
See.
thought process was completely different than a Gen Xer. Isn't that weird? Have you ever thought about that before? Think about it.
my parents, they were born in the 40s, so is that like baby boomers or not
That's
baby
boomers.
Yeah, it's boomers.
boomers? Okay.
Mine was
My
20s, the teens in the 20s.
Mine
That's-
was the 20s,
Yeah, great generation.
That's my
20s.
grandparents.
but they didn't nurture.
Grandparents?
They did not nurture.
Oh,
No,
my
they didn't,
grandparents
but my
didn't nurture either.
parents,
Well, my
parents
grandmother
were
did. My
fun.
grandfather didn't.
My grandmother did.
Yeah.
Children are to be seen and not heard.
That was my grandfather.
That's you.
Is that a
That's,
plane? The plane.
The plane, boss. The plane. Plane.
Oh my God.
That's my line, Melissa.
that.
It's
So,
definitely going to
That
be a
is
nice
your
hot
line.
coffee day today.
Fluffy. It's so fluffy.
I need an intravenous line today.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, of coffee.
So let's run down some of the things that are going on before we jump out of here.
Yeah.
Of course, tomorrow night we've got open night with R.I.F.T. We're going to be talking about all things paranormal, supernatural, ufology, and talking about some of the new government crap that's come out. And we're also going to talk about Atlantis and aliens.
Cool.
So Monday, Joni.
Monday, I am going over, I don't know if you all have heard, Rachel Morin was brutally murdered in Maryland in July. So we're going to take a look at her astrology chart. And there is a video that the police have just released showing a suspect. So we got to get that on the air.
Sorry.
We got to get that on the air so people can see and maybe recognize this suspect.
That's
Yeah.
Get him.
I love that show. That's why I love that show.
Get him.
Me? Keith?
Keith, is this your bye week? This is your bye week, isn't it?
Bye week.
Yeah,
And then
those are a couple
just
together.
got hit with Uranus.
Ah. So for me, I'm not doing anything serious. I am doing readings and some laughter.
All right.
Just to
That's
break
good
it up,
stuff.
and that's all it's about this time.
So we do have some great network news.
Yep.
We do have several shows coming. Susan, I'll let you, if you will.
What?
Do you want me to do it?
You
want
do
me
it.
to? Okay.
Yeah, I really need coffee. I'm so sorry. There's not enough coffee today.
We've got a trio coming to the network.
Yes.
That'll be on Thursdays, filling a Thursday slot. We're excited about that.
Perfect.
We hopefully will soon have Christy Goins on Friday nights.
Yeah.
We have Ariana Cherry, otherwise known as Cherry Bomb. She will be coming
Mornings.
in the mornings. And
Yeah.
that's the great part about this network. You're going to see it all day long very soon.
Yep.
Shows all day. It's not like podcasting anymore. Yay! We don't have to worry
Awesome.
about that anymore. And we have another show that's going to be another unique show by two wonderful ladies that will be coming very soon too. So these are defined shows, and one more show that when he is ready, I'm not going to say who, Robert. When
Robert.
yeah, we are hopefully going to put out the whole factor of sci-fi and religion and how it connects and compresses.
Nice.
Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica.
Interesting.
How did they all come about? We're going to look, and he's going to be talking about, what about 20,000 Leagues Beneath the Sea? How does that fit in today's society? It's going to be a really cool show that I've never seen yet, and I cannot wait as he puts this together. We're not going to rush the show out. We want to make sure that
Perfect.
Robert is ready to present this in his time and his way, because it can be difficult. It is a difficult show to put together. I'm not going to lie. And I see it. I'm going to help him with it. But once the show airs, it's going to be like, it's not going to be like any show that's out there. So I'm excited.
Do it.
You can do it. So I'm excited about that.
That is cool.
Yep. Oh, hold on. Let me see here. I got to read up. You were in Roanoke, County? No, I am actually in Highland Springs right now. So, no, I have not moved to Roanoke. That won't be for a couple months. Aliens.
Hey, Nikki.
Have a good
Hey,
day.
Nikki.
Nikki, hello. Coming at the end. Only have one moment, and we'll watch replay. Good. So, boss, if you're good, we can wrap the show up this morning. Let
Who's the
everybody
boss?
do their thing. What?
The boss? Is that the boss?
Yeah, right. I hear ya.
Oh my God. Yeah, I know. I've been really quiet through the show, but in my defense, it was an awesome wedding.
There you
so,
go.
what do you know?
Oh, and I gotta give props to somebody who said my background is fake as hell. Very observant, weren't you?
Thank you, everybody, for popping on and listening to us on The Love Shack.
Yeah, see, I
Love
kind of
Zach.
I really enjoyed us four. I like this connection with us four.
We
I
do
like
very
the
well.
way that it kind of
Sure.
like get like all these different opinions in. I really enjoy this.
Yeah.
So, and I
We'll
think
have
it's
to
a
do this
good
more
fit.
often.
No hint there, but I think it's a really good fit.
I do too.
Me
I enjoy
too.
it.
Here's a story about
Are we all
Or-
looking down and up?
About a network.
Yes, it's good
shows
energy.
are-
Thank you, Nikki. That's what it
The
was.
RNN bunch.
That's
the
right.
Brady bunch.
The crazy bunch. Oh wait, you gave Howie an idea.
Oh,
no.
man.
I'm waiting on you, ladies.
What am I doing?
I'm just
Oh.
waiting for y'all. Ladies' night. We're just waiting for that.
Oh, that's right, with Kim.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Do it.
Yeah.
It'll make it
All
happen.
right.
That's always fun when you girls get together because I laugh my American nanananes off.
It's funny. We'll do it. We'll get it.
Can I
Oh,
give
next Saturday.
And I promise, guys, I will be awake for Tuesday.
quick shout out?
Yes.
If you like this kind of stuff, and Howie, I may talk to somebody about joining network. There is a good friend of mine from England. Her name is Wendy Robertson.
Ooh, Wendy.
Why do I know that name?
She does a show on Sundays called Wicked Women. I believe they're doing it at 4 Central now.
Yeah.
There's like a 5-hour time lapse, from here to England. But they pick different subjects every week. And at first, they did the show and then did it kind of an after show, in StreamYard. And she would have me and Michael pop on to give, us guys' point of view. Lately, I was invited to just come on the show with them to provide that service. And it again, everybody flows really, really well. So you might give that a check out, and I may drop a few hints.
We have a network. It's a nation.
That's right.
If you think you can do this, if you feel like you want to do this, you have an urge, give us a holler. Talk to us. We have all time slots open. We love to give people opportunity. That's what this is about.
Yeah.
Giving opportunity.
It's fun. It's fun.
It really is. I was behind the camera for many years, many years filming paranormal and stuff, and to actually be in front of it, it took a little bit. But
Yes.
you know what? Just do it, because it's not only fun, you also get that light inside you when you're helping somebody, get these connections, you get real people. And the best part of the RNN is we really are a family.
We are.
Okay? We're a family of a bunch of misfits that happen to come together and work well, but we're a family.
We are.
Yeah, absolutely.
The island of the misfit toys.
That's right.
I'm the ringleader.
There's some people that don't like it, and you know what? That's okay.
Ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to our family.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
So yeah, definitely give us a holler. We want to hear from you. It doesn't matter the subject. Of course, this network is primary paranormal, supernatural, and spiritual, but we love the artisans. We would love to have you.
Yeah.
Well, comedians on. Healing laughter is. I
Yeah.
would love to see a comedy hour.
We've discussed that.
We're working on something.
I would love that. Laughter is the best medicine.
Conference call.
I
Don't go anywhere.
have an
After the
idea.
show.
We'll talk about it.
Don't go anywhere.
Like on the Otter's Den. Me and Joni do our thing
Yeah.
every other Monday, and then sometimes I do get guests to go on my off Mondays. I have
Right.
had life coaches and tarot readers and
Yep.
all kinds of stuff. I don't just limit it to paranormal stuff. I've expanded. I like to help people, and one of
Yeah.
the ways is putting people out on the show, getting them
Right.
exposure, and in turn that helps the people who are viewing. So it's just a good cycle. How's that?
Yeah.
There are good cycles out there.
It's a great cycle.
I'm also
Yeah.
going to finish it up with saying this. If you're on another network and you have a show, it's okay. You can still create a new show if you still have that urge to have another show. Come on over. We'll be glad to give you your own show here, and you could be a part of our family too.
That's right.
All righty then.
He sees bling bling. He's calling him over now. You see that, Joni?
Oh, for
Call the
crying
bling
out
bling.
loud.
Come here, you bad decision, you.
Oh, God.
Hey, did y'all know we've got a new sponsor, by the way? I need to wait.
Ooh.
Hold on. Yes, we do. We're now sponsored by Adderall.
What?
We're now sponsored by Adderall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get me a 5-pound bag of Skittles, and I'm gonna shake them all together, and I'm gonna turn on the oven, and I'm gonna cook it up, and I'm gonna watch the rainbow of personalities explode, and then I'm gonna play Uno. Good night.
Bye. Have a great weekend.